Oh, sorry. I came in like really strong. I was trying to come in.
Let me do it.
You know that dude?
No. Shh.
You know that guy be like, Jesus Christ. I was trying to come in like him. You know?
Oh, he'd be like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I was trying to come in like strong. Trying to sell it.
You gotta throw it. Jesus Christ.
Thank you guys
like
for.
Do it. You gotta do it like what
I am not. That like you about to pop a vessel or something. do that.
It.
No, I'm not.
Oh my God.
Anyways, thank you guys for tuning back into Wilbur Shenanigans. My name is Chad. This is D. We back with another great video. Like, subscribe, and share. That's how you made me want to do my introduction though. And the tone I just did it in. But today we going into 10 rappers who predicted their own passing. I like the way they worded this because they should have said death, but passing sounds more elegant. Like death sounds like
what's elegant about
like
passing?
Death. You know, you gotta say death. Like,
what's elegant about passing?
Because passing sounds more like it sounds better. It sounds more professional.
Are you kidding me right now?
The passing of a person, the death of a person just sounds like passing sounds more passive. Like you care. Like they passed away or they died.
We get it.
You get my point.
Goodness.
Death, died, passing. See, more clean.
Pass away.
See what I'm saying? You gotta understand that. But you know, I know who Tupac definitely gonna be on this list because I know her. That's my guy right there. Like that's my dude. That's my dude. That's my dude. And I know a lot of his stuff. So I know he had a few songs out there where he was like, it seemed like he knew what was. He didn't have a long time on Earth. But let's dive in before you do anything else in this introduction. That
no, I feel like my back needs to pop, but it's like, nah.
Go pop it.
It's not. I just tried to.
You wiggling all on camera, they're going to think something wrong with you.
That's fucked up.
I'm trying to help you. You're on camera wiggling around. They're going to think something is wrong with you. You don't own something or like, what is wrong with her? Why she can't be still? You know how they
can't. I'm not going to lie. I can't be still.
Internet?
Oh my God, now you got me thinking, like, do I really move a lot on camera?
I don't know. You might. I'm going to go edit.
I can't sit still. It's weird. Like,
thing comes to worst, I die a tragic death or and I'm not able to see out my dreams. I at least want to know that the kids perceived my message.
Developing right now, a search for a killer in South Florida after an up-and-coming rapper is shot dead. 20-year-old Xxxtentacion killed in an apparent robbery.
Just this year, we've lost a lot of talented rappers for one reason or another, and you'd be surprised to hear that a lot of these rappers predicted their final days. Be sure to watch the entire video, because today we'll be counting down 10 rappers that predicted their passings. Don't forget to turn on post notifications, like, and subscribe to the channel. Number 10, Juice WRLD. Juice WRLD is very much on the mind of people right now because his latest album, Legends Never Die, has officially dropped, which is both good and bad because while it's good to have music from Juice WRLD again, it's a posthumous release.
Do you want to win a brand new iPhone or a brand new MacBook Pro? Maybe you prefer a $500 Amazon gift card. Well, comment the hidden message in this video for a chance to enter to win.
And in fact, many rappers came together to try and make this final album get its release because they wanted to pay tribute to the late rapper. Juice WRLD died in December 2019 after overdosing on while trying to flee officers trying to search his plane. Now, to be clear, he most certainly didn't predict the rather bizarre amount of circumstances that led to his death. However, he did predict one thing with somewhat chilling accuracy. What's the 27 club? We ain't making it past 21. In case you didn't know, Juice WRLD died just 6 days after his 21st birthday. And if you don't get the reference, he was talking about how many rappers were said to never make it to 27 years old. But in recent years, a very disturbing trend that includes our next entry found that many rappers die before they're even 21, or they'll die when they are 21. And now Juice WRLD can be added to the list. While some may not see this as a true prediction, you can't deny that it's very accurate. His words also led to someone believing that he faked his own death because he noted one time, "My goal is to get overly famous, shine for a couple of years, and then fake my death." To be clear, we don't believe that Juice WRLD faked his own death, but a lot of people honestly do because of how he went out and the somewhat mysterious circumstances that surrounded his passing. Either way though, he noted that he wasn't making it past 21, and he was sadly very right on that account. 9. Xxxtentacion. Despite it being almost 2 years since his passing, X is still being honored by his fans, as well as fellow rappers through posthumous collaborations.
I never really got into none of his music. I don't listen to see what he's like. I hear people
may
talk
have
about
hinted that his death was coming soon, but not in the way he intended. Who am I, someone that's afraid to let go? You decide if you're ever gonna let me know. Suicide if you ever try to let go. I'm sad, I know. I'm sad, I know. In the song, he's singing about the loss of a loved one, but here it can be taken that if he ever lost his girl, his life would be the next to go. Sure enough, he did lose his longtime one-time girlfriend, and then his life was taken. Not by his own hand, mind you, but someone did take it, and many in the world were sad. Plus, in the music video for Sad, there was a part where he saw himself in a casket, which is a reference to how many movies and TV shows show the spirits of people looking at themselves when they're gone at their funerals. As teased earlier, X is part of the 21 Club, and just as ironic, Juice WRLD was one of the rappers who was hit the hardest by the passing for various reasons, not the least of which was that the two were friends and had sung songs together, and even Juice WRLD admitted a while after the death that it hadn't hit him yet that X was gone. It also should be noted that X also had rumors that he was actually alive because of various inconsistencies in the case surrounding his passing, but again, it's very clear that he is gone. But the rap world at large wishes that he had stayed around because they felt he still had so much to offer.
Worst thing
That's
comes
wild.
to worst, I die a tragic death or something, and I at least want to know that the kids perceived my message.
Number 8. Notorious B.I.G. In the 90s, there were two rappers on opposite sides of the United States that were dominating the rap industry. One was Tupac Shakur, and the other was Biggie Smalls, aka Notorious B.I.G. The irony of this particular prediction was that it wasn't the first time that Biggie Smalls rapped about dying. He honestly did it a lot in some very interesting ways. But when he wrote the track Suicidal Thoughts, it was clear that something was different, as he
Remember
had
that
the
track?
line, "I'm glad I'm dead. I swear to God, I feel like death is calling me." He was right. For a little while after that, Biggie Smalls went to the Soul Train Awards, and when he left the event, he was caught in a drive-by that took his life from him. This left many wondering if he well and truly knew that he was going to pass on this way, and that's why he wrote it in the song. But just as tragic as the loss of Biggie Smalls is the fact that the person or people who took shots at him were never caught. The investigation happened, but no true suspects were arrested or truly charged with the crime of taking Biggie's life. To this day,
You know, it's crazy that they talk about his death, and I had to pause because I know about his. That movie we watched, dang it, I can't think of the title of it right now at the top of my dome, but it was talking about the cops that were undercover, like in LA.
Oh, yeah.
And they was real deep. Like, they was so deep, nobody even knew they was undercover no more. And they trying to say now, like, that's the real people who really shot him. Like, they was gang members, but they was cops. But they got so deep, they was just in there.
That they couldn't check out of
And
that.
they was just killing people. Like, and they think they was a
They
part.
got so deep into their role that they lost sight of their job.
Yeah, and I think they, like, that movie, when that movie came out, his mom even talked, I think, at the end of the movie about it. And I think that was really what really happened. Like, stuff unfolded. And then that beef, of course, with Pac. But from what I heard, they said they squashed it. Like, they wasn't even really beefing like that.
Yeah, but it's more of a he say, she say at this point. Yeah. They're both gone. You'll never know.
Nope.
It's an unsolved mystery, and many movies and TV series have tried to block out how it happened, who might have done it, and more. But as of right now, the mystery is unsolved, and justice for Biggie, his family, and his followers hasn't been given, which makes it all the more ironic that he basically predicted his death, and saying, "I feel like death is calling me," is a rather chilling thing to say in a song, no matter the context. Then to have the premonition of sorts coming forth and being real, that's sad. And not unlike the previous entry, Biggie Smalls had a lot to give to the world of rap. You almost have to wonder what would have happened if he was still alive and able to influence more people. What could have been different? How long would he have gone in the industry? Would he have been an even bigger star? Mysteries abound. And if you don't know, now you know. 7. Mac Miller. Mac Miller is a very curious case in the rap world. He had many hit songs, had a very public relationship with Ariana Grande, and yet in 2018 his life was lost due to overdose. And when put next to his song and music video Self-Care, you have to wonder if he knew all along that this was the way he was going to go out. The music video for Self-Care mostly focused on Miller being trapped in a coffin underground, and only at the end did he escape to live his life again. But perhaps that was an illusion. Maybe he did that to not worry fans about what he could do not so long after. And in the song Self-Care, he's saying, "Can't trust no one, can't even trust yourself." Yeah, in part he was referencing Grande, who dumped him and then bashed on him on social media. But he also knew that he couldn't trust himself, and he was right, for it was by his own hand, and he did take the substances that he passed.
Didn't like the person who gave it to him, didn't they go to jail? Like, because they laced it or said they said something about it?
Ariana Grande mourned very openly for him, and many interpreted that she felt if she was still with him, he would still be around. She even sang him a eulogy of sorts in her song Thank You Next, where she called him my angel and lamented that he wasn't around anymore. There's no doubt that Mac Miller had some mental problems, but the question really was, could he have been given the help he needed? It's hard to say. Mental illnesses are something that can be helped with, but the person needs to want to get better, and Mac Miller clearly didn't feel that, as he was willing to overdose in order to feel better, or maybe more accurate, block out the pain.
Yeah, maybe
While he is
Ariana
gone
really
now,
did break
maybe he
his
can
heart
serve as
to
a
where he
lesson
just
on what
couldn't, you
not
know,
to do when you're hurting.
she's in the public eye with somebody
Tupac
else.
Shakur. Tupac is one of the most revered and respected legends in
She
all
a
of rap,
diamond?
and
That's
his
what I'm
death,
saying. Mine
very
isn't
soon
even
after
there.
the death of Biggie Smalls, no less, rocks the rap community very hard. In fact, many wondered how rap would carry on without the two of them. They were icons, they were legends, and they were inspirations for the next several generations of rap. But what might be the most creepy things about his death is that a mere 2 months before it happened, Tupac sang this on the track, done changed. I've been shot and murdered. Can you tell how it happened word for word? But best believe gon' get what they deserve. This is indeed what happened to Tupac. As he was leaving an event and was getting into his car, the security car with his girlfriend drove away, and then a drive-by occurred, fulfilling the prophecy of what he sang, or did it. Obviously, if we're going to talk about Tupac and his demise, we have to talk about the fact that most people don't think that Tupac is actually gone, mainly because there's a whole string of odd coincidences and events that happened after he was declared gone at the hospital. That's right, he didn't pass in the car. They made it to the hospital and he passed a few days later, or so they claim. Many note that his funeral was incredibly small due to a sudden passing, and that it was a closed casket funeral. This and other events have fueled speculation that he is in fact alive and that he's living somewhere else ready to make his comeback if and when he's ready. This is honestly one of the more prevailing conspiracy theories in the United States today. But if his passing is true, it's eerie that he predicted it in that song with such clarity. But the irony though is that whoever committed the act didn't get what they deserved. For though there have been suspects, none of them have been officially arrested and sentenced for the crime of taking Tupac's life. And if you're hearing similar things, yeah, that's exactly what happened to Biggie Smalls too. Why weren't these deaths solved? How could they not be? Many have dared to ask these questions, but no answers have been given. 5. Big L. One of the biggest crimes that can happen in the world is having a life
This is one of
taken
the ones we
before
talked about
that
on
person's true
them
potential can
weird
be given
songs
to
we
the
was
world.
listening on that
Lamont
one
Coleman
reaction
was a
we did.
rapper known as Big L, and it was clear from a young age that he was going to be a star in the rap world. He started making tracks and beats when he was but a teenager, and then he released his true debut album at the age of 21. While he was working on his second album, which was highly anticipated, his life was taken from him. The album itself, not unlike many rappers that would follow a similar path out of life, was released posthumously, and in it was a song called Casualties of a Dice Game, and in that song was the following lyrics. I got weak and fell on my rear.
See that, Mike?
I can hear the sirens, that means here comes the Jakes, but it's too late, I'm knocking on the pearly gates. This song was obviously made before his passing, and that makes the lines even more eerie in how they accurately predict his impending passing. His life was taken in a drive-by in Harlem, New York, where he lived in February 1999. Many consider him a young legend, and one that sadly won't get to become a full-grown one. Number 4, Blade Icewood. Not every rapper who predicts their own passing is a legend in the game on the worldwide stage, but that doesn't mean that they're not known. If you look up Blade Icewood, you won't find a lot of worldwide recognition, but in Detroit, he was a legend in every sense. Detroit has a deep connection with rap, especially because of the underground scene which spawned Eminem in that underground in that city, but that would eventually cost him very dearly. For you see, the dark part of rapping is that there is a lot of hate between some of the people in the genre, and Blade Icewood was in a literal war with another rapper called Wipeout. The conflict was so great that a bullet crippled Blade Icewood. He lived, but he was paralyzed and likely wouldn't be able to walk again. Wipeout's life was taken not long after, and many, including Icewood, noted that it was likely in retaliation for what he did to Icewood. But the story doesn't stop there. Not long afterward, Blade Icewood released a track called All To You, and he put all of his anger and frustration about the incident that got him paralyzed on the track, and in it, he said, "Next time you better take me out." He was clearly furious that the event didn't take his life, but left him with living a half-life. But sadly, the people who likely heard him the first time heard this call out. So a few months later, they came back and did indeed take his life. The lesson here, be careful what you wish for.
Whoa.
Proof. How's this for a
That's
very
wild.
odd set of circumstances? There was a Detroit rapper named Proof, and his life was taken from him in 2006. But it wasn't just the rapper who
I
sang
remember hearing about him when I was
passing.
young.
Other rappers did as well. One was a group by the name of D12, and then the legend himself, Eminem, sang a song about Proof passing. Their first drop of the notion came during the collaboration between D12 and Proof called 40 Ounces. During Proof's lines, he talks about getting into a fight at a club and then his life being taken as a result. Pretty harmless, right? Especially since it was 2 years before Proof's passing. But then, 1 year later, Eminem came out with a song called Toy Soldiers. And in the music video for the track, a friend of Eminem's is taken out in a drive-by, and Eminem can't do anything but watch.
That's
One
what
of the
that is
lyrics
about?
predicted
Whoa,
his death
I never
was,
knew
"I'm
that."
in the club to beef, you gotta murder me there." Sure enough, Proof was taken by a drive-by in front of a Detroit club in 2006. Coincidence, irony, fate, or something more?
That's
You tell me in the
wild.
comments down below. Number 2, Chinx Drugs. French Montana is doing very well by himself in the rap game and in other business ventures, but he did once ride with a crew called the Coke Boys, and one of the people in that crew was a man/rapper named Chinx Drugs. And while he was associated with French Montana, he was earning his own name in the world because of his songs and their content. A lot of his tracks were about
think I've heard
hardships
of
that he
him.
had suffered, such as growing up in a very rough Queens, New York. But one of the biggest things he did was make a song called Maybe, where he vented about how the rough lifestyle his friend had lived, which was very similar to his own, had taken his life. He poured all his emotions into the song and sang, "Certain things in
doesn't life just go unexplained? Death's a sure thing. Kids left to hold your name. This for my homies on the other side. We see you short, but try hard not to my stride. Shy steep my high, put the keys in the ignition and jump in the ride. Just trying to find a peace of mind, trying to take a piece of mind. All of this clearly screamed that he felt he would be going to the next life himself soon. And in 2015, that promise came true. Number 1, Dolla. Another rapper that was gone too soon.
I know about this. I
Had his
listened to Dolla
life
when I was
taken
young.
before he could ever release his first true album. But even though he never released it when alive, the tracks were eventually released, including the track Georgia Nights, about his life in Atlanta and the life that he had there. In the track, he sang about how his fate was likely already sealed. Waking up in cold sweats, having dreams of going out with a bang. My papa died by the gun, I'll die by the gun. And if I ever have a son, he'll probably die by the same. They say the good die young, so I must be on my way. Sadly, he was right. His life was taken in Los Angeles in 2009. And there you have it, a look at 10
they shot him in the mall. I remember that was
very
everywhere.
identical rappers.
The video.
That story was everywhere.
Deaths, and you believe that this happened to so many. Which of these deaths was the most shocking to your mind? Let us know in the comments down below.
Do you
Be sure to
think,
subscribe,
like,
and I'll see you next time on the channel.
Do you think it's more or less like they're speaking it, you know?
No,
So
I
it's
think
kinda
some no.
happening?
Like, I think.
Well, I mean, if you're in that type of lifestyle, then yeah, of course. Like,
I don't think it's the. I don't think for some it's that. Like for some, I think it's their lifestyle. They know how it is, but I think some like a Pac or a Biggie, like their legacy was so big and like what they were doing for the world. Like if you really listen to their music, you know what they was doing. You know what I'm saying? They was doing something big, like changing, like exposing stuff. I think in their aspect, like they were just living dangerously, putting more out in their music. That a lot of people
honestly, I feel like people, not people, but like, you know, like back then, like they put them against each other so that they can kill each other.
Yeah.
But
I think
who
it's
knows what the
like
situation-
Dolla and other artists. I would say like this, like them other artists. I would say maybe they live in like they get in the rap game, and I think they still hang with the homies and doing dirt. And I think that's what they know. Like I'm living a lifestyle that I know is gonna catch up with me.
I think what's sad is like how nowadays a lot of celebrity murders are videoed, you know, and you see it, like the shooting one in the mall or the one with
XX, yeah,
and the other one's like, I feel like it's sad because it's like the ones that have kids, like they literally can go search it up and see how their dad died.
Oh yeah, for
and
sure.
I think that's so sad.
I think too. Oh, back then you got to think rappers back then moved with their security guards and stuff like that. Like Pac was with his security guards when he got killed. Biggie, you know, he's with his crew. Now these rappers, I get it, they trying to be normal and not move with a security guard, but a lot of these rappers are dying.
There's a lot of hate and jealousy in the world.
But they dying by not having a security guard there. Like Nipsey told this dude
going back home to the hood.
Nipsey told this guy to take the day off that day, which he didn't know, but he like, I'll take a day off. But he had his normal spot, but he died without a security guard. XX was paying cash for a car or dirt bike or something he was buying. He didn't have, I don't think he had his security. So I'm like, you got to think. I think some of you guys know, like, they ain't moving normal. Like they sad they want to move normal, but it's like, dude, you at that you gotta move.
You're
with
carrying that much cash or whatever, and whatever the case may be. Like,
but I think
there's too much hate and bitterness in this world.
I think some of them just like I think they in that game still. Like they want to be celebrities, but it's like I still want to be with the homies, and I think they live in that too.
Or they don't want to like feel like
fake.
Yeah, exactly. Because a lot of people are like, oh, you changed up. Like, oh, you got money now. Like, no, I want to get out of poverty. Like, I want to get out the hood. Like, and it's that you can't take everybody with you.
Look at Chief Keef. He went from living where Chicago, he in LA or something. And they say like, oh yeah, he left. No, he left because he know the hometown gonna do him dirty.
Exactly.
That ain't got nothing to do with fake or what he did.
You can't get out of what someone got out of. It's bitterness.
Look at Lil Reese, still over there again, stealing cars and living that life. Like been shot at. You know, been shot. You know, so you gotta look at stuff like that.
It's crazy how like they really like speak it.
I think it's just some artists too deep and putting out too much music, so they gonna get got by them people.
Talk about.
And then you got those ones that's living, the ones that's living that lifestyle.
Yep.
They just know they like Dolla. I think he was still living the street life and pushing music, and I think that's what got him caught, and he knew. Where some of these artists they don't let that go. Where like I think that's why today I really believe in my heart. I'm a huge Kendrick fan, and till this day like I get afraid when he released albums sometimes because like Damn was crazy. Like he went in on saying stuff like you would never think. But I think today in this earth, I think that's why J. Cole, we'll never get a J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar's album together. Because I think they will really come together and put some stuff out there that's going to really put a target on their back. And they know that. And I think that's why you will never, they only drop songs together like switched, like they rapped on each other's beats. But they never came together. And I think that's what it is. And they said that, like the world is not ready for us to collab. And I think it's more or less they know.
There's
like
time for everything.
We can put, but I got hope though, because J. Cole just hopped on YG's track. So J. Cole normally don't hop on nobody's track. He might just hop on somebody else's verse and I'll be like, let's go. But the industry, Easy E them, they talked about stuff. And then you got theories over there how he died. And look how they was exposing cops and all kind of stuff out there.
That's what I'm saying. You can't really go off of a lot of
You don't know how you're going to get taken out doing stuff like that. Sometimes being a leader and putting stuff out there get you killed.
You gotta die young.
So, let us know y'all take. Do y'all believe Pac's still alive? I used to think that as a kid. No, I don't anymore. But let me know. Let me know if y'all think Pac's still alive.
There's a guy that literally sounds and looks just like him and talks about him and says stuff. So I don't know. It's like a...
And how do y'all feel about it? Like, Biggie, Pac, some of these artists. How many do y'all know in this video? Like, how many of y'all know these artists and who they were? And just think how many people dying, like, in the industry. I didn't even know people died.
Did you know about these ones?
That's crazy. And they music to know, like, telling you before is, like, nuts.
Yeah, so I'm saying it's like they speak it.
Some of them speaking, like, the exact way they dying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I said. Like,
I know.
How your tongue is powerful? They'd be like, you speak it, it shall pass. And it's just like...
It's crazy. Well, let us know y'all opinions on this one. Thank y'all for tuning back in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in our next video.